Yan. Lay, Lara, Johan, kindly turn on your cam for our attendance. Yung hindi naman kaya mag-turn on, okay lang. Okay, so let's have this picture attendance. 1, 2, 3. Okay, smile. Sino kaya yung nag-smile? Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay. Dali lang ha, akin lang yung copy paste.
Oo.
May tawang-tawa pa dun sa ating ano. STEM C. Last picture. Okay, so let us start na. So let us start with our topic. So today is week number 3. Week number 3, module number 3, ellipse. Ano, third of the conic section, we have the ellipse. So in this lesson class, you are going to determine the parts of an ellipse. Then you are going to draw or graph an ellipse. Okay, so yun ang ating gagawin. Okay, before that, let us have first a prayer. Yan, wala yung prayer. Wait lang. Ito may nakashare lang yun. Okay, let's have this prayer muna before we start. Magagal na internet ni sir. Galing ko lang yung aking cam. Wait lang. Yan. Maganda yung audio. Tanggalin ko lang yung cam ko. Mabagal yung net natin. Wala yung aking cam. Yan. Okay, off ko lang yung cam.
Day. Grant me the grace to understand our lesson for today. Through whatever media or modality may it be. And bless me so that I may appreciate this grace of being able to study despite of the challenges we are facing because of this pandemic. Make me realize the value of education and the beauty of learning, so that each day I will be more motivated to do my responsibility as a student. Bless our classmates, that they too may see your goodness in everything and see this time as an opportunity to show our love to our parents by studying well. Bless our teachers so that they will become more inspired to teach us and see this time as an opportunity to show compassion in their chosen profession. And lastly, our parents, so that they will become resilient, especially during these trying times. This we ask in your most holy name. Amen.
Okay, so hindi lang maganda yung audio natin, ano? Kasi humihina rin yung internet ko. Okay, so before we start our discussion, let us first have this activity muna. Ito muna. Maglalaro muna tayo. Ano? Okay, nakapaglaro na kayo ng Kahoot? Kahoot?
Opo.
Anybody? Okay, so
Yes
you're
po, sir.
familiar. You're familiar na with
Opo.
Kahoot. Okay, tayo ay 30. Kayo ay 30 pala. Kasya kaya tayo sa Kahoot. Okay, titingnan natin ano. Kayo kasi yung pinakamarami natin. Okay, you are going to go to www.kahoot.com or kahoot.it. Okay, punta kayo dun sa www.kahoot.it. Then I'll give you your PIN code. Yan. Patay lang ako ng aking ng aking cam para medyo bumilis-bilis. Kapag nasa na yung ellipse. Okay. Okay, so ready? Okay, so yan yung ating code. Medyo mabilis-bilis. Kung nakasya bumabagal at okay, Josh. Nandito na si Josh. Alex, yan, dami na. Wala na yung sound natin. Okay, 21 participants. Kayo ay 30. May 9 more. Okay, 22. Twenty-three. 4. 5. Yan, nag-24 ulit. Okay, how about yung 6? Okay, one more and we will start. Siguro hindi makapasok yung iba. Wait lang. Okay, 25. 5 more. Parang 4 yung ating sound. Okay, so let us start. 25 na tayo. Pwede na siguro ito. Hindi makapasok siguro yung iba na. Okay, ready? 25 participants. So this is a 10-item quest. Pre-assessment pala. Pre-assessment, 30 seconds each, worth 1,000. So let us start. 25 participants. Okay, ready? Okay, first question. Line segment that is perpendicular to the focal length and crosses the center of an ellipse. For 30 seconds. may sumagot ng isa. Seconds, 1 second. Okay, 23 ang nakasagot. So, out of 23, 5 got the correct answer. So, final answer is minor axis. At tatandaan yung definition ng minor axis ng sagot doon. Sino kaya ang ating leader? Okay, Andrea, ang ating leader. Followed by Frias, Miko, JM, and Lara. Okay, first question pa lang naman ito. May habol pa yung iba. Okay, next question number 2. Point that crosses the center and the focal length of an ellipse. Okay, 24 answers. Out of 24, 11 got the correct answer. Very good. So 11 ang vertex ang final answer doon. Sino kaya nasa leaderboard natin? Okay, si Frias. Sumakyat na si Frias. Followed by Lara and Andrea. Okay, so medyo lumalayo si Frias. Okay, let's have number 3. Question number 3. Ready? Set of all points in the plane whose sum of the distances from the two fixed points in the plane is constant. Okay. Oh, dami tumama. 21 out of 27. Okay, so correct answer is ellipse. So maraming tumama doon. So sino kaya umakyat sa ating scoreboard? Okay, so Lara ang naging leader followed by Frias and Josh Borja. Okay, so kukunti naman ang lamang ni Lara kay Frias. Okay, so may habol pa lahat. Let us start with number 4. Let us continue with number 4. Line segment that passes through the center and the vertices. Okay, very good. 15 out of 27. Correct answer is major axis. Okay, sino kaya naging leader ngayon? Oh, tumaas na si Lara ulit. Si Lara pa rin ang ating leader, followed by Josh and Miko. So, kukunti naman ang lamang nila, ano? Kayang-kaya pa. Okay, let's have number 5. Question number 5. Midpoint of an ellipse. Again, midpoint of an ellipse. Madali na yung tanong na yan. Bakit tayo naging 28? Okay, 14 out of 28. Correct answer is center, midpoint, the center ng ellipse, ano? Okay, so sino ang ating tumaas? Okay, correct pa rin si Lara. Lara, leader, followed by Miko and Frias. Oh, nalayo na si Hans pababa. Okay, number 6. Okay, fixed points from the center where it can be located to the left, to the right, upward, and downward. Okay, 4 got the correct answer. The correct answer is foci. Yung ating foci, ang ating final answer doon, ano? Okay, plural of focus yun, ano, yung foci natin. Okay, so sino yung apat na nakakuha? Bakit hindi nagpalit ng, ano? Parang hindi nagpalit ng score. Wala. Anyway, hindi nagpalit ng score. Titingnan natin mamaya. Okay, next question number 7. Hindi nag-adjust yung score. Hindi na yung net. Centricity of an ellipse. Okay, 27. So 6 got the correct answer out of 27. Answer is yung centricity is between 0 and 1 for an ellipse. Okay, tingnan natin kung mag-adjust yung score natin. Okay, so nag-adjust si Lara pa rin, followed by Josh and Miko. Medyo lumalayo na si Lara, no? Mama siya kanina siguro. Okay, number 8 question. Distance from the center to the vertex given the equation. Okay. Okay, very good. 12 got the correct answer out of 26. Ano? Correct answer is 7 units. So makikita niyo doon sa equation yung sagot doon. Okay, so sino nasa leader natin? Okay, si Lara pa rin. Tumama si Lara. Followed by Frias and Hans. So bumaba na si Josh at saka si Miko. Okay, si Den has the highest answer, streak of 4. Okay, so si Den ay sunod-sunod na tama, 4. Okay, so leader natin is Lara. Let us have number 9. Okay, which of the following is the equation of the ellipse below? Okay, 10 got the correct answer. Answer is x squared over b squared plus y squared over a squared is equal to 1. So, sino kaya ang naging leader na natin? Okay, tumaas si Frias. Oh, umabol na si Gia. For number 3, si Lara pa rin ang ating leader. Kala ko konti ng difference nila ni Frias. Okay, we still have one more question. Last question, number 10. So, maghahabol lang si Frias, si Gia, at saka si Hans. Kaya pa yun, okay? Number 10, distance between the center and one end of the minor axis. Okay, very good. 11 got the correct answer. Answer is B units. So center to one end of the minor axis is B units. Ano? Okay, so sino kaya ang nanalo na ang ating leader? For third place. Sino kaya ang third? Oh, si Lingwe. Ang third place. Second place, Prias. And first place, o kaya ito? Ah, okay, si Lara ang first place. Very good. O, tumama pala si Lara doon. Okay, runners up, Gia and wala yung isa. Maynard. Okay, okay lang print screen for our documentation. This is one. Okay lang nga, sinasave ko lang yung ating ano. Okay, thank you very much for participating. Congratulations to Lara. Sino nga isa natin? Si Frias and si Lengwe. Lengwe. Okay, dahil dyan, Lara will receive an additional 5 points. Nasa si Lara? Saan ba si Lara dito? Lara.
Hello po.
Ayun, si Lara Isabel de Leon. Okay, Lara, you will receive an additional 5 points sa ating summative test at the end of the quarter. Tatandaan ha.
Opo.
Then, Frias and Lingwe. Frias and Lingwe, you will receive an additional 2 points dun sa ating summative test at the end of the quarter. Okay, tatandaan na 5 points for Lara and 2 points for Frias and Lingwe. Okay, so let us now start our discussion. So this is week number 3, module number 3, ellipse. Okay, since si Lara, nasa si Lara? Okay, since si Lara yung ating first place dun sa ating laro kanina, Lara. Okay, nasa si Lara?
Po.
Okay, Lara, ano yung na-notice mo regarding dun sa ating activity? Or with regards to the questions given dun sa ating games? What have you noticed from the questions given dun sa ating game?
Yun po yung mga properties or kailangang hanapin para makuha yung ellipse.
Okay, those are the parts or definition of the parts ng ating ellipse, ano? And also the definition and equation ng ating ellipse. So binigay ko kanina din yung definition ng ellipse and some of the forms or standard form of the equation of an ellipse. Okay, so let us start with an ellipse. Mabagal na yung aking net. Okay, just like what we are doing before we start with the parts and the equation, let us first define what is an ellipse or ano ba yung ellipse based sa ating kaninang discussion or game. Discussion game. Kasi natin yung YouTube. Yan. Okay, Frias. Asan si Frias? Since ikaw ang second placer, asan si Frias? Asan si Frias Tini? Frias, where are you? Mr. Frias. Wala yata si Frias.
Yes,
Sino Frias kanina?
hello po.
Ayun, si John Michael pala. John Michael. Okay. Nakita mo ba kanina dun sa ating game yung question regarding
Yes,
an ellipse? Okay. How will you define an ellipse?
Hindi.
Napuputol-putol
Yun
sa
po yung
Frias.
plane that intersects only one.
Ulit,
Plane
Frias.
that intersects one on. Plane intersects only one cone to form a bound curve.
Okay, a plane that intersect only one cone to form an ellipse. Tama ba yun ba yung sinabi mo, ano? Okay. Okay, may point. Next, nasa si Lingwe. Lingwe ba ito? Lingwe? Alimagno, yan. Alimagno, Mr. Alimagno. Mr. Lingwe?
Po?
Yes, additional. Doon kasi sinabi ni John Michael Frias. How will you define an ellipse? Sa circle, we define circle as a locus of points equidistant from a fixed point. Sa parabola, it is also a set of points wherein the distance from a fixed point and sa ating fixed line are equal. How about an ellipse? Nandun
Sir,
na kanina sa ating game. Yes.
it's, it's in ano po, nag-intersect po siya ng point.
Mag-intersect ng point. What else? Is it a set of point then? Is it a set of point?
I guess, sir.
Okay. So it is also a set of points. Ano? Okay, nag-intersect ng point. Okay, let's go back presentation. Saka si Lara. Okay, these are examples of an ellipse. Ito yung nasa activity 1 natin, yung ating watermelon. Para nilagay ko dun sa ating activity 1. And also the orbit of our moon dun sa Earth. Ano? This is an ellipse. Find an ellipse, it is the set of points. Kanina ito yung nandun sa ating question. The set of all points in a plane whose sum of the distances from the two fixed points in the plane is constant. Again, whose sum of the distances from the two fixed points in the plane is constant. So when we say constant, hindi siya nagbabago, ano, yung sum of the distances. Okay, to see it graphically, let us take yung ating three-dimensional. Wala yung illustration. Okay, if we look at the graph or the illustration, yung point P having coordinate of x and y, as point P moves along, nakikita nyo ba? Hindi.
Hindi po.
Okay, wait.
Hindi po sir, wala po
Hindi,
presentation.
sir.
Okay, wait lang. Sorry. Hindi pala naka-present. Sorry ulitin ko na lang. Yan. Tinanggal ko nga pala kanina. Saan tayo? Okay, balik tayo sa definition. Hindi nyo nakita yung definition, ano? Okay, so we already defined ellipse. As I said, kita nyo na yung ating presentation.
Yes po.
Okay, so we defined already ellipse as a set of all points in a plane whose sum of the distances from the two fixed points in the plane is constant. So sabi ko nga kanina, the sum of the distances from the two fixed point is constant. So when we say constant, that means hindi nagbabago yung ating sum. Ano? Example sa panellipse, itong watermelon at saka yung orbit of the moon sa Earth. Okay? Next, let us see the definition graphically. Okay, this is the graph of our ellipse. Ito yung point P natin along our ellipse with coordinate x and y. F sub 1, which is our first point or fixed point, has a coordinate of negative c and 0. Our second fixed point has a coordinate of c and 0. This is our f sub 2. Ano? Mamaya na ko sasabihin ko anong parts ito ha. Okay, if we will look at our definition graphically, ito siya. Naman natin na, naku, may na. Okay, nakikita niyo na yung screen. Paralakihin ko lang.
Yes sir.
Okay, dali lang ha, paralakihin lang natin. Medyo magal kasi yung net ko. Yan. Okay, so nakikita niyo na, no? Okay, nakikita niyo yung point P. Yung kulay blue. Yung point P doon sa ating ellipse. Okay, then you can see the distance from P to F sub 1 and distance from P to F sub 2. Ito yung fixed points natin, yung two fixed points. Okay, sasabihin ko mamaya kung anong pangalan nila. Okay, as I move yung ating point P along the ellipse, tingnan niyo yung sum of the distances. Okay, tingnan niyo yung sum of the distances ng PF1 at PF2. PF sub 1 and PF sub 2. Ano nangyari doon sa sum?
Hindi po nagbaba.
Yes. Okay, so sabi nga natin kanina, the sum of the two distances is a constant. So it is still at 5.63. Ano? Constant at 5.63 kahit saan pumunta yung ating point doon sa ellipse. Okay? So yun yung ating definition. Concrete example ng ating definition. Okay, as I move yung letter P, the sum of the distances of this point to our fixed points ay constant. Okay? So, naintindihan ang definition, class?
Yes po.
Okay, very good. Okay, let's go back to... Okay, these are the parts of an ellipse. Okay, these are the parts of an ellipse. This red broken line is your, ano tawag dito sa red broken line?
Major axis.
Okay, very good. This is your major axis. Yan, major axis siya. It is also known as the focal length or the focal axis. Ano? Mamaya natin nalaman. Okay, major axis is the line segment that passes through the center and the vertices. Okay, dumadaan siya sa center at saka dun sa ating vertices. This is your major axis. If your ellipse, mamaya na lang pala yun. How about this line, this blue, the broken line?
Minor axis.
Okay, very good. If yung red is your major axis, then this is your minor axis. Minor axis is the line segment that is perpendicular to the focal length and crosses the center. This is your focal length. Ang focal length natin is also your major axis. This is also known as the focal axis. Perpendicular to that is your minor axis passing through the center. Okay? Next. How about the yellow dot?
Center.
Center.
Okay, very good. The yellow dot is our midpoint of an ellipse, or the center. Center is the midpoint of an ellipse. How about these two red dots?
Focal point.
Focal points po.
Focal points.
Ulit, these two red dots are the
Focal.
Focal points.
Okay.
tawag dito.
Focal.
Doon sa nag-iisa, doon sa isa lang, no, nasa left.
Focal points.
Doon sa nasa right.
Focus.
Okay, very good. Siya yung nandun sa parabola natin, tandaan nyo. This is your focus. So, plural form ay foci. Ano? F-O-C-I. Ang plural form ng ating focus ay foci. F-O-C-I. Okay, so these are the fixed points, yung ating foci. Ano? Then, okay, yun yung fixed point natin. How about the blue dots?
Vertices.
Okay, very good. These are the vertices. Okay, vertices yon, yung nasa ating major axis. Vertex is a point that crosses the center and the focal length. Okay, kaya sa focal length kasi nandun yung ating focus. Okay, vertex is a point that crosses the center and the focal length. Next, how about the two light blue dots?
Covertices.
Okay, very good. These are your covertices or the covertex. Pag dalawa, the covertices. Ano? Covertex is the endpoint of the minor axis. This is our minor axis. Yung dulo sa dulo are the covertices. Okay, tatandaan na. So these are the main parts ng ating ellipse. We have 7 points, to be exact. We have the center, the foci, the vertices, and the co-vertices. So 7 points siya. How about these two lines? How about the two yellow lines? Okay, very good. These are the latera recta or the latus rectum yung isa. Okay, there are 4 points dun sa ating latera recta since this is an ellipse. Ano? Okay, again, this is your latus rectum or the latera recta. It is perpendicular to your major axis passing through the focus. Okay, how about the two yellow lane, outer line pala?
Direct recess.
Okay, very good. These are the direct recess. Ano? Yung yellow lines natin, outer yellow lines are the direct recess. Yung dito, yung length niya is the same dun sa ating focus. Parang sa parabola pa rin. Okay, so these are the parts of an ellipse. So it is important to know the following parts from center to foci, vertices, vertices to be able to draw an ellipse. Then aside from the parts, okay, it is important also that you know the length or the distances between them. So from center to vertex, it is equal to A. Tatandaan nyo ito ha. From center to vertex, it is equal to A. From center to co-vertex, it is equal to B. Then from center to focus, it is equal to C. So tatlo lang naman yun. Ano? Again, from center to vertex is A. From center to co-vertex is B. And from center to focus is C. At tandaan din that A is always greater than B and greater than C. Okay? Pero there is an instance wherein A is equal to B. Pwede ba magkataon ng A is equal to B?
Hindi po.
Pwede ba magkataon ng A is equal to B? Pwede ba?
Hindi po.
Circle po.
What will happen if your what will happen if your A is equal to B?
Will be a
It will
circle.
form a
Circle.
Magiging
Yes.
circle.
Circle, sir.
Okay, it will form a circle. Ano? Ang circle is a special kind of an ellipse. So possible na yung A natin is equal to B. Okay, so circle yung mapo-form niya, which is a special kind of an ellipse. Okay? Okay, pero tatandaan nyo, sa ellipse, it is always A greater than B, A greater than C. Okay. So let's have the standard form of the equation of an ellipse. Let us derive the standard form of the equation. Okay, based on the graph na pinakita ko sa inyo kanina, wherein point P has a coordinate of x and y, and point F sub 1 has a coordinate of negative c and 0, F sub 2 has a coordinate of c and 0, your center at the origin. So we are going to derive the standard form of this equation. Okay, paano ba tayo nagdi-derive ng standard form of the equation? Balikan natin yung sa parabola. Let us go back to parabola. Paano natin nag-derive yung standard form of the equation of a parabola? Using what? Anong ginamit natin as our starting point?
Distance formula.
Before using the distance formula, sino yung nagsasalita kanina? Si Gia yata ito. Hindi pala, si Jana. Before using the distance formula, ano ba yung in-apply natin for us to be able to come up with our equation, our working equation? Jana.
Sir, di ko tanda.
Yung tanda. Medyo plastic
Parang,
yun.
yun. Nakalimutan ko.
Okay. Sige, mamaya maaalala ni Jana yon. Okay, let's have another one. Sino to? Jeremy. Ano to? Mr. Jeremy. Padrique. Nandito ba si Jeremy? Si Miko muna. Si Miko. Wala si Jeremy. Miko, dito si Miko.
Sir.
Okay, Miko. Okay, tanda mo pa yung derivation natin sa parabola?
Hindi na po masyado.
Hindi na matandaan. Okay, sino nakakatanda pa nung derivation ng formula ng ating parabola?
Standard equation po.
Yes, we derived the standard equation of the parabola. Yung ating last lesson yun eh. Saan tayo nag-start? Aram.
Wait lang, sir.
Okay.
Tingnan.
Babalikan nila. Andrea muna. Diba dun sa definition natin ng parabola, a set of points, a set of points wherein its distance from a fixed point to a fixed line is equal. Ano? Anybody nakakatanda nun? Okay, so before that, Vincent, Josh. Okay, so nandun yun sa ating derivation. Thank you. Okay, so walang nakakatanda. Anong ginamit nating una for us to be able to come up with the equation na ginamit natin? Yes, Aran.
Yung mga important points po dun sa hyperbola para maano siya.
Wala pa tayo hyperbola.
Ay, char, joke lang. Testing.
Parabola pa lang yun last week.
Unique.
Sir,
Okay. Yes. Yun yun. John Michael. John Michael, sino ba nagsalita kanina?
Sir, yung pong ano po yung equal. Halimbawa po yung FP equals PL.
Saan ang galing yun? Saan ang galing yun? Yung PF, ano yung PF
Sa
is
parabola
equal to
po.
PL. Saan ang galing yun? Yung equation na yun? From the
constant po.
Parabola po.
From the parabola. From where? Doon sa parabola. From the
Coordinates
Focus,
of
sir.
the points po.
from the coordinates. Alec.
Po.
Alec muna, Alec.
Opo.
From where, Alec?
Kinuha po yung mga coordinates ng mga points na involved.
Okay, kinuha ba natin agad yung coordinates? Let's go back to, sino ba ito? Jana. Nagsasalita kanina si Jana. Saan ba nanggaling yung PF is equal to PL? Yun yung, doon tayo nagsimula, di ba, ng derivation natin ng formula or ng standard equation. Saan nanggaling yun? Yung PF is equal to PL from the
Focus, sir.
focus. Angel, Justin. Angel?
From the given.
From the given. Okay, doon galing yun sa definition itself ng parabola. Diba, kinuha natin yung definition ng parabola, transform natin into a working equation. Okay, now this time, since we are to derive the standard form of the equation of an ellipse, so ganun ulit ang ating gagawin. We are going to start with our working formula from the definition of an ellipse. Ang sabi dun sa ellipse, ano ang definition natin ng ellipse? It is a set of points whose sum of the distances from a fixed point is constant. So how will you represent that in an equation? Gagamit ako ng whiteboard. Wait lang. Paano natin i-represent yung equation, yung definition into an equation? Yes. Wait lang. Naghahang ng aking PC. Wait lang nga, hindi mag-open yung aking whiteboard. Wala, yung panaglo ko. Ano mag-open? Wait lang. Usulin natin. Kita niyo ba yung whiteboard class?
Yes, sir.
Opo, sir.
Ayaw lang mag-open. Wait lang. Ayaw mag-open ng bagong board. Naghahang na kasi yung PC. Excuse me. Wala na. Yan, okay. Okay, so nakita niyo na yung whiteboard na. Balik ko yung whiteboard. Okay, now, again, sabi ko kanina, how will you transform yung definition ng ellipse into a working equation? Sabi doon kanina kasi the sum of the distances from of that point to a fixed point is constant. Kung babalikan natin yung ating illustration, ito yung ating illustration, yung nasa baba. Yung sum daw ng PF sub 1 at saka ng PF sub 2 is constant. Again, yung sum daw ng distance PF sub 1 at PF sub 2 ay constant. So how will you transform it into a working equation? Ang coordinate ng P ay X and Y, coordinate of F sub 1 is negative c, 0. Coordinate ng f sub 2, c, and 0. So, balik tayo doon sa whiteboard. Baka kasi ito. Okay. Okay, coordinate ng p ay x and y. Coordinate ng f sub 1 is negative c and 0. Center natin is at the origin. F sub 2 is c and 0. Okay, what will be our equation? So, saan tayo mag-i-start? So, katulad ng ginagawa natin before, to start deriving equations or standard form, we use its definition. So, how will you use your definition of an ellipse to be able to form your working equation? Sige nga. Anybody? Okay, so how will we represent yung sum? So, that will be P. Palilitin ko lang yung ano ha, yung para hindi sayang sa specs. Okay, P, F, ay napaliit naman, wait. P, F sub 1, ito yung distance from P to F sub 1. Ano kasunod? Okay, very good. Plus P, F sub 2 is constant daw. So how will you represent that? Is equal to yung is equal to ano na. Okay, so we are going to let that constant be equal to 2a. So ito yung ating constant. Okay, so nade-delay yung pagsulat. Okay, so PF sub 1 plus PF sub 2 is equal to what daw?
2A.
Is equal to
2A.
2A po.
Okay, very good. So we let 2a as our constant. Okay, this is now our working equation. This is from the definition of an ellipse. Now, distance from P to F sub 1. Okay, how will you solve for P, distance from P to F sub 1? You will use what formula?
Distance.
Okay, so let us apply the distance formula. So what is our distance from P to F sub 1?
Square root of x plus c squared
C square
plus y minus 0 squared.
plus,
Y minus 0 squared.
okay, simplify na natin since 0 yung kasama niya.
Squared.
Okay, y squared, then plus. Okay, then distance from P to F sub 2.
Square root of x minus c
minus c squared
c squared
Minus C squared plus
plus y
plus
squared
y squared
is equal to
2a.
okay, 2a. Very good. Palilitin ko lang ha, medyo malaki. Okay, now, yan, palitin natin. Okay, if you will notice, dun sa ating equation class, given is a radical equation. Ano? This is an example of a radical equation. Paano tayo nagsosolve ng radical equation? Paano natin sinosolve ang radical equation?
Square both sides.
We are going to
Square both sides.
square both sides. But in this case, dalawa yung ating square root or dalawa yung ating radical sign.
Transpose
So
po.
before squaring both sides, anong unang ginagawa?
Equate.
Yes, isa-isa muna, isa-isa. Sino ba yung nagsasalita? Uno, wala yung nagsasalita. Okay, Gia muna. Sige, Gia.
Transpose
Wala.
po.
Sino yun?
Gia po.
Okay, Gia. Anong nang gagawin, Gia?
Ita-transpose po yung pangalawang equation sa kabila.
Okay, pangalawang equation. Anong pangalawang?
Equation po sa kabila. Yung x minus c squared po plus y squared. Ba?
Okay, so may point naman si Gia. Naintindihan ko yung ibig niya sabihin. Nico, additional? Nico? Okay, since sa ating equation, it is a radical equation, dalawa yung radical signs. Dalawa dun sa left side, ano? So, to be able to solve or to be able to apply yung squaring both sides, as sinasabi nyo kanina, first is to isolate the radicals, ano? So, ibig sabihin, pagsosolohin muna natin yung isang radical sa kabila. So, yun yung sinabi ni Gia, ito transpose. So, let us isolate yung isang radical sign. So, let's say ito muna yung may iwan dito. So, this will become square root of x plus c square plus y square. Then, let us transpose, isolate natin itong left. This will become 2a minus the square root of quantity x minus c square plus y square. So, ganyan na. Okay, can we now square both sides?
Yes po.
Yes po.
Yes.
Okay, so pwede na tayo mag-square ng both sides. Ano? So, let us square both sides of the equation. So, okay. So, squaring the left side of the equation, it will give us what?
Quantity x plus y squared equals
Okay.
4a.
Okay, yung expand na natin yung nasa loob para isang ano na tayo. Expand nyo na ito.
X squared plus
Ito, expand na natin.
Plus 2cx plus c squared plus y squared.
Plus 2cx plus x squared plus,
C squared
plus c squared.
Plus
plus
y
y squared.
Plus y squared.
C squared yan, C squared. Yan, plus c squared plus y squared is equal to, or square the right side.
4a
4a
squared.
squared
4a
minus
squared
4a
Minus
Minus
4a
times
4a
x squared.
4a
plus 4a
4a
times square root of
x
square root
minus c
of
squared
minus c squared
x minus c
squared plus
squared
y
plus
squared.
y
y
squared
squared
plus x
plus x
Expand na
squared
natin. Expand na.
minus 2cx
minus
Expand na
2cx
natin. We have x squared plus minus
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 2cx
3x
plus
plus
c
c
squared plus y squared
plus y
plus
squared.
y squared.
So, medyo mahaba na. Okay, now, can we cancel terms? May makakancel ba tayo?
Opo.
Okay, cancel.
Opo.
Alin?
X squared po.
Okay, we can cancel out x squared saka yung x squared sa kabila. What
Y
else?
c squared po
Y squared and y squared.
C squared po, C squared.
c
Okay,
squared
c
po
squared and c squared. Meron pa ba?
wala na po
Wala na.
Okay, so what is left is 2cx sa left. Sa right ay 4a squared minus 4a square root of quantity x minus c squared plus y squared minus 2cx. Okay? Now, okay. So if you will notice, isa na lang yung radical sign. Ano? So we are going to remove that radical sign. So paano ulit natin i-remove? Okay, very good. Isolate first, ano, before squaring. So let us isolate yung may radical sign. We are going to isolate yung may radical sign by transposing it to the left. Ilagay na left side siya, it will become 4a square root of quantity x minus c square plus y square. Okay, so lipat na natin yung lahat sa kabila. 4a square minus 2cx. Lipat natin yung isang 2cx minus 2cx. Okay, so this will become 4a square root of quantity x minus c square plus y square. Simplify. 4a square minus
4cx.
okay, very good. 4cx. Now, can we still simplify this before we square?
Opo.
Okay, paano?
Divide by
Divided by 4.
Okay, let us divide the equation by 4 or multiply it by 1 over 4. So dividing the equation by 4 will give us a square root of quantity x minus c square plus y square is equal to a square minus cx. Okay? Then, square both sides. Square natin. Okay, ano matitira dito sa left? What is the left side ng ating equation. O, square mo nga, square nyo nga. Yung left, yung left. O, wala na tayo.
squared
A squared x
times
A
quantity
square.
times
Okay,
Times quantity
x
x
squared minus
squared
2cx
minus
plus
2cx
plus y
plus e
squared
squared
plus
c squared
B square plus
plus y squared
ang yung kabila.
equals
a to the
A.
fourth
A to the
Minus-
fourth
a to the
to
fourth
the
Minus
fourth
2a squared
minus
minus
2
2A
2a
square
2a
2x
plus
cx
c squared x squared
plus
c
squared
C
x
square.
squared
Very good. Magaling nga. Okay, next. Okay, malapit na tayo. So, let us now, palitin ko lang ha. Para magkasya pa rin. Okay, let us multiply a square. So, this will become a square, x square, minus 2a square, cx, plus a
Minus
square,
2a.
c square,
plus
plus a squared c
y
squared
is equal to a to the fourth,
a squared
minus 2a square x, cx, plus c square, cx square. Okay, check. Can we cancel out?
Yes
Yes
po.
po.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Can we cancel alin?
a squared
Negative
Yung
2a squared
Okay, very good.
2a
Okay,
cx
negative
c
2a
squared
square cx, negative 2a square cx. Cancel out na yan, ano? So, matitira natin sa left ay a square x square plus a square c square plus a square y squared. Sa right ay a to the fourth plus c square cx square. Okay, next. What is the next thing to do? O, malapit na tayo dun sa ating equation. Ano ating gagawin?
Factor common
Factor. Before we factor, if we will look at the equation in standard form ng ating ellipse, if we will look at the equation, yung variables x and y natin ay nasa left, yung variables x and y natin ay nasa left, and yung nasa right side of the equation is always equal to 1. Okay, di ba sa ellipse, it is always equal to 1, yung nasa right side natin. Okay, and the x and y variables are nandun sa left side of the equation. So, anong ating gagawin dito? We are going to,
Lilipat po yung may mga variable na x at y din sa...
okay, so we are going to group, we are going to group. So, we have a square, x square. Lipat natin yung c square, x square. So, minus c square, x square, kasi may parehong x square, plus a square, y square. Okay, since yung AC ay wala namang variable x and y, lipat natin sa kabila. So this will become a to the fourth minus a square, c square. Okay? Nakuha niyo ginawa natin? Okay, next. Can we factor? Let us factor this. Factorable ba ito?
Opo.
Okay, factor.
X.
Okay, very good. So this is quantity a square minus c square times x square plus a square y square. Okay, is this factorable?
Yes po.
Okay, factor.
a squared
times quantity a squared minus b
A
squared.
square minus c square. Okay, ano napansin niyo dun sa left and right? Dito na tayo sa kasunod.
Pwede pong
the
i-cancel.
same po ng a squared and minus
Okay, parehong merong a square minus c square. Ano? In this case, we're going to let, i-represent natin yung a square minus c square. We are going to let b equal to, or b is equal to, ano pala, b square pala. B square equal to a square minus c square. Okay, so we are going to use this, or we are going to let b square is equal to a square minus c square. Okay, hindi ito galing sa Pythagorean na. Ito ay from the premise na a is always larger or greater than c, a is always greater than b. Okay, doon sa inequality, triangle inequality yata to. Okay, so we are going to let b square equal to a square minus c square. So, to dito, papalitan natin yon. So that will be a square minus c square will become b square x square plus a square y square. So sa right side natin, we have a square and b square. Okay, so malapit na. Okay, again, if you will notice yung ating standard form of the equation, yung right side is always equal to 1. So, paano natin gagawing 1 yung right side of the equation?
Divide both sides by a squared, b squared po.
Okay, very good. So, divide both sides by a square, b square. Divide this by a square, b square, a square, b square. Okay, excuse. Cancel. We have x square over a square plus. Cancel ito. Y square over b square.
Over b squared equals
Equals
Cancel.
1.
Equals
Okay, this is
1.
now our equation in standard form. Equation na pala of an ellipse in standard form. Okay, medyo mahaba lang yung derivation, ano? Kasi marami tayong ka-e-square. Okay? Question sa derivation.
Wala po.
Okay, very good. So let's go back to our discussion. Papalit lang ako. Okay. So ito yan, yung aking sinulat kanina. Yeah. Okay. This is already publication of an ellipse with center at 0, 0 or at the origin. Okay, major axis coincides with the x-axis. Again, your center is at the origin, 0, 0. The equation or standard form of the equation is x square over a square plus y square over b square is equal to 1. Ito yung dinerive natin kanina. Okay, so orientation ng ating ellipse, major axis parallel to the x-axis or major axis coincides with your x-axis. Now, if your ellipse, ang orientation natin is vertically or vertical tulad nito, major axis coincides with your y-axis, center at 0, 0, your equation is x square over b square plus y square over a square is equal to 1. Ano nakita yung difference between the two equations?
Pinaglipat that is
Baliktad po.
Okay, very good. May baliktad lang yung A at saka B, ha? Yung A at saka B. Hindi nagpapalit ng position ng X and Y. Okay, if it is horizontally, then A ang nasa una. If it is vertically, B ang nasa una. And remember that A is greater than B. Tatandaan nyo to, ha? Ang A is always greater than B. Okay, next. If your center is at H and K, so ganun din halos ang ating equations. Center at H and K, if it is horizontally, your equation will be quantity x minus h square over a square plus quantity y minus k square over b square is equal to 1. Major axis coincides, major axis parallel to the x-axis, and it is horizontal form. If your ellipse is vertical or vertically, your equation will be quantity x minus h square plus b square over b square plus quantity y minus k square over a square is equal to 1. Again, ano ang difference between the two?
Baliktad lang po yung A at B.
Okay, so ganun din yung position ng A at saka ng B. Okay, so tatandaan nyo lang, 4 lang naman yung standard form of the equation of an ellipse. Okay, so tatandaan nyo lang, if dun sa, ang una natin is A, then it is horizontal. If ang una natin is B, then it is vertical. Ano? And A is greater than B. Okay, may tanong before we solve problems. We are going to solve problems using ellipse. May tanong doon sa ating equations.
wala po.
Okay, so let's solve the problem. Wait, ano, solution na yata. Okay, first problem, ito muna tayo. Yeah. Pilitin lang natin. Kikita niyo yung problem, class?
Opo.
Okay, given the equation. Okay, given the equation 9x squared plus 16y squared minus 126x plus 64y is equal to 71. You are to find the coordinates of the center, the foci, the vertices, and the co-vertices. So 7 points ang hanapin natin. Okay, then you are going to sketch the given ellipse. Okay, so given the equation, we have 9 x squared plus 16y squared minus 126x plus 64y is equal to 71. Okay, this equation is in its general form. The general form of an equation of an ellipse is ax squared plus cy squared plus dx plus ey plus f is equal to 0. Okay, so ito yung general form. Now, for us to be able to draw and to find the coordinates of the parts ng ating ellipse, given its general form, ano nga una nating ginagawa?
Group po.
Okay, before we graph, hindi pa natin siya mag-graph. Okay, let us hear from, tatawag ako ha. Wala mga pangalan. Wait. Wala mga pangalan niyo. Okay, Lay, Agnes. Si Lay, nasa si Lay.
Sir,
Yes, nasa ka Lay. Okay, Lay, yes, Lay. Given the equation in general form, you are going to graph the ellipse and you are to find the coordinates. Anong una nating ginagawa? Lay.
ang ginagroup po muna.
Okay, before you group, ano natin gagawin? For you to be able to draw, ano ba yung sinasabi mo i-group? Papunta saan siya? From general form, papunta saan?
Sa standard form po.
Okay, very good. Papunta sa standard form. So if given a general form of the equation, so you are going to transform it to its standard form. So yun yung first step, yung sinabi ni Lay. So we are going to group. Okay, so ito yung given natin. Let us group. Okay, since hindi naman to katulad ng circle na kailangan natin tanggalin yung coefficients ng x square and y square. So first thing to do is to transform this first by grouping. So let us group. We have 9x squared. Ang ka-group niya is minus 1 is x plus. We have the second group, 16y squared plus 64y is equal to 71. Okay, next. What is the next? After grouping.
Factor.
Okay, factor. If it is factorable, factor. So ilalabas natin yung 9. Lalabas natin yung 9 as a common factor. This will become
X squared minus 14x.
okay, very good. X squared minus 14x plus. Okay, yung isa naman, common factor
16
is
quantity y squared plus 4 plus 4.
plus 4y is equal to 70. Okay, next.
1.
So after you factored, what is the next?
Completing the square.
Okay, very good. You are going to complete now the square. So this is 9. X squared minus 14x, complete the square. Plus. Is it 7?
49 po.
Plus 49 po.
49. Plus 16. We have y squared plus 4y plus
4 po.
4 po.
4 is equal to 71. Ayan, 4 yun na 4. Nagiging 0 siya. Plus 4 plus 4. Ayan, 71 plus
49
49 plus 4.
Okay, how about yung nilabas nyo na 9 and 16? Consider ba natin yon?
Opo.
Hindi po.
Times.
Okay. Consider natin yung nilabas natin na factors. Kasi pag binalik naman natin siya, yun din yun, di ba? Pag binalik natin, mas malaki lang. Okay, so we are going to consider, isasama natin sila. So this is 9 times 49 plus 16 times 4. So ganyan yung magiging right side niya. Then factor yung left. This is 9. What is x squared minus 14x plus 49? Factored form.
Minus 7
X
squared.
minus 7 square plus 16 times.
Times y
Y plus
squared.
2 squared.
Okay, very good. Add yung kabila. Total is, total na agad.
120.
71 plus 9 times 49 plus 16 times 4. For a total of, okay, 9, 49, 16, 4, 71. Add. Ilan? Kulang.
576.
576.
Very good.
576 po.
Okay, it is 576. Okay, now, malapit na tayo sa standard form. Okay, since sabi natin yung right side of our equation is always equal to 1, so para maging 1 yung right, anong gagawin natin dun sa 576?
Divide by
Di-divide po.
Okay, divide this by 576. Divide this also by 576, and this is by 576. Okay, simplify. 9 and 576.
64.
Okay, very good. X minus 7 square over 64 plus 16 and 576.
36 po.
36.
Okay, so this will become y plus 2 square over 36 is equal to
1 po.
1. Okay, this is now your equation in standard form. Okay, from here, what is the center? Center is at what point?
7 and
7, negative 2.
Negative.
Okay, center is at, dito natin sulat, center at 7 and negative 2. Okay, so sabi dun kanina, we are going to find the coordinates of the other parts and sketch the ellipse. So let us sketch muna yung 7, negative 2. Yan, hindi tumutuwid. Wait lang ha. Yan. Kita niyo ba yung dinodrawing ko?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us plot our center at 7, negative 2. Where's 7, negative 2? So 7. Bilang ng 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Negative 2. So ito yung center na. Tama ba? 7,
Yes,
negative
sir.
2. Okay, now. Ano pa ang given doon sa ating equation nakuha? Ay,
Horizontal.
ano pa ang given? Okay,
Major axis po and minor.
okay. If you will, oh, very good. If you will look at the equation class, if you will look at the equation, ano ang orientation ng ating graph?
Horizontal.
Horizontal.
Very good. Horizontal. Why horizontal?
Mas malaki.
Because
Mas
Malaki po
malaki
yung
po si A.
mas malaki po yung
Yung 64 sa 36. Therefore, yung A natin is 64. A natin is square root ng 64. Ang B natin is square root of 36. Ano? Tama ba?
Yes po.
Okay. So, let us find the value of A and B. What is A? Dito na natin sulat. A is
8
equal
po.
to
8 po.
8. What is B?
6.
6 po.
Okay, 6. Can we solve for C?
Opo.
Okay, C. What is C? So using the relation square root of A square minus B square, minus B square and B plus. Okay, this is equal to, okay, so final answer is 2 square root of 7 doon. Ito yung magiging 64 minus 36, tama ba na? Square root of 28. Then simplify 2 square root of 7. So here is 2 square root of 7. Now let us plot. Okay, from the center, where is your vertex? Hindi.
8 points from the center po.
Okay, 8 points from the center left to the right. Ano? Kasi distance from center to vertex is 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is your V sub 1. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is your V sub 2. What is the coordinate of V sub 1?
Negative 1 and negative 2.
Negative 1 and negative 2.
2.
What is the coordinate of V sub 2?
15 and negative 2.
Ulit. 15 and 15 and negative 2. Very good. Okay, now, co-vertices. Distance from center to co-vertex is? Distance from center to co-vertex is?
Positive, negative 6.
Alin doon? A, B, or C?
B po.
B.
Okay, B. Then B is 6. So from the center, upward, downward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is our V sub 3. You can use W, ano? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sa ibang libro kasi W. Pero I am used to V sub 1, V sub 2, V sub 4. Okay, V sub 3, coordinate.
7 and 4.
7, negative 8. 4 po.
7 and 4.
Positive 4, ano? V sub 4. V sub 4.
7, negative 8.
Negative 8.
7 and negative 8. Okay, next. Focus. Focus is how many distance from the center? Approximately in decimal point it is, or decimal number it is? Okay, 5.29. So from the center to the left and to the right, 5.29. 1, 2, 3. Yan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.29. Approximately, ito yung ating F1. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.29. So approximately, this is your F sub 2. Okay? Now, the coordinate of F sub 1. What is the coordinate of F? Yan. Ulit. Ano yung una mo binanggit? Okay. 7 na, 7. Okay, very good. 7. 7 minus 2 square root of 7 and negative 2. O, bakit naging 7 minus 2 square root of 7? Okay, yung value ng C is 2 square root of 7, di ba? Okay, bakit naging 7 minus 2 square root of 7? Yung X natin. Okay? O, paano nangyari yung 7 minus 2 square root of 7? Yun ay coordinate ha, nung focus natin, yung F sub 1. Tama yan, 7 minus 2 square root of 7. Okay, sino ba yung nasagot kanina? Sino yung sumasagot kanina? Sino yun? Si... Wait, sino ba ito? Ezekiel?
Si Josh po yun, si Borja po.
Si Vincent. Vincent, dali. Go. Sige, go. Okay. Okay, so from center to focus is C. Tama? And C is 2 square root of 7. Okay? So, bakit naging 7 minus 2 square root of 7?
Sir, kasi po, H minus C.
Ulit.
H minus C po.
H minus C. What is H?
7.
7. Okay, yung H natin is yung sa ano yan, sa center, di ba?
Apo.
Okay, so from the y-axis, katapat ng ating center, ito yon. This is H, which is equal to 7, tama?
Apo.
Ano? Okay, next. From the center, pabalik naman to this focus, yung focus natin, this is C. Excuse me. So this is 2 squared of 7. Since we are only after this distance from this point hanggang doon, ito lang kailangan natin eh. So ang ginawa ni Vincent, sinubtract yung yung C dun sa H, which gives us 7 minus 2 squared of 7. Okay? So tama yung ginawa ni Vincent. Takuha niyo kung paano nakuha yon. Yung 7 minus 2 squared of 7. Okay, very good. Next, how about F sub 2?
2 square.
2 square root of 7.
And
Okay, so
negative.
7 plus 2 square root of 7 and negative 2. Okay, very good. So this time, i-add naman natin, since magkalayo sila. Okay? So complete na yung ating 7 points. Okay, we can now draw the ellipse. Okay, so this is now your ellipse. Pakitandaan na lang pag magdo-drawing sa notebook or dun sa ating mga activities. Okay? Excuse me. May tanong sa number 1, problem 1.
Wala po.
Okay, so tatandaan na if given a general form of the equation, ita-transform muna to its standard form. Okay? Then from that, makukuha nyo na yung A, yung B, yung center. Then you can solve for C, then find the coordinates. Okay, let's solve the last problem. Okay, ito. Okay, last problem natin for this day. Okay, you are going to find naman the standard form of the equation of an ellipse given the foci at negative 3, 0, 3, 0, and the sum of its distances from the foci, which is 10. Okay, ang hanapin natin na equation of an ellipse in standard form. Okay, saan tayo mag-start? Okay, before we start, orientation first of your ellipse. Kita nyo na ba yung orientation ng ellipse? Hello? STEM C. Kita nyo na ba yung orientation ng ellipse given that problem only? Yes. What is the orientation of your ellipse? Ito talaga matuwid. Is it horizontally? Is it horizontally or vertically? Paano mo nalaman na horizontal?
Because sir, the foci are on the x-axis.
Okay, very good. Yung ating foci is at the x-axis. Ano? If you are going to plot yung ating foci, yung ating fixed points, pinapalaki lang natin. Wala naman yung problem. Wait lang. Wala yung problem. Yan. So if we are going to plot yung ating f sub 1 and f sub 2, negative 3 and 0, so 1, 2, 3. This is your f sub 1. 1, 2, 3. This is your f sub 2. So from this, makikita nyo na dito, orientation of this ellipse is horizontal or horizontally. Okay, kita naman natin, How about your center? Center is at what point? Okay, very good. So, paano nyo nalaman na nasa origin?
Because divide 2 po.
Okay, midpoint or pwede nyo, midpoint formula, pwede rin nyo rin gamitan ng distance formula, divide by 2. Or, by just looking at the graph na lang, pwede nyo na lang bilangin, ano? So, this is your center. Center at 0, 0. F sub 2 at negative 3 and 0. F sub 1, baliktad. Positive ito. Negative 3 yung F sub 1. Okay, next. We are after the equation of an ellipse. So alam natin that the center is at 0, 0 and it is horizontal in form. So what will be the equation in standard form? Alin ang gagamitin nating standard form? Stem C.
X squared over A squared plus Y squared over B squared equals 1.
Very good. Okay, since it is horizontal in form, ito yung ating standard form. So dito tayo mag-start. So for us to be able to determine the equation, you need the value of A and you need the value of B. Ngayon, may given bang A dun sa problem? May given, makukuha ba natin yung A from the problem? Paano? Alin doon? Alin doon? Very good. Okay, very good. Sabi kasi dito, sum of its distances from the foci is 10. And we know from our derivation that constant is equal to 2a. Okay, so which is equal to 10. Yung sum of distances, sabi natin, is equal to 2a. Therefore, a is equal to what?
5 po.
5.
Okay, very good. So 5. Next, can we solve for b?
Yes po.
Paano natin masosolve yung b? Do we have the value of c?
Wala po.
Do we have the value of c? What is the value of c?
3 po. 3 po.
Very good. Saan mo nakuha yan? Sino muna? Sino yung nagsalita ng 3? Angel. Angel ba yan?
Opo.
Okay, Angel. Paano mo nakuha yung 3?
Yung distance po ng center sa focus.
Okay, very good. So, nakukuha mo na yung ano. From center to focus, sabi natin kanina is equal to C. From the given illustration, yung distance from C to F is equal to 3. Okay, can we now solve for B?
Yes po.
Okay, what is B? Okay, this is from the square root of A square minus C square. What's A square? This is 25. Square natin ha. Ay, bakit ba hindi maliit yung 5? 25 minus 9. So this is 16. Square root of 16 is 4. Now, what is now the equation of this ellipse?
X squared over 25 plus Y squared plus over
Okay, x square over 25 plus y square over is equal to
4.
what? Okay. Tama ba? 4 or 16?
16.
Okay, very good. Okay, this is now the equation of your ellipse. Since ang hinahanap naman natin doon sa problem is the equation only, so no need to graph kapag hinahanap na equation. Okay, for the purpose of understanding the problem, so let us graph. I-graph na rin natin. Okay, center to vertex. Where is your vertex? Center to vertex. So 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, dito yung 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is your V sub 1. What is the coordinate of V sub 1? Negative 5 and 0. Very good. V sub 2.
5 and 0.
5 and 0. Very good. Next, co-vertices.
4 po.
4 po.
Okay, so yun ay 4 units from the center. Ano? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your V sub 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your V sub 4. Coordinate of V sub 3.
0 and 4 po.
4 po.
0
Very good. V sub 4.
and negative 4.
4. Okay. So complete na yung ating points. So let us draw the ellipse. Yan, medyo maliit lang kasi maliit lang yung aking graph. Okay. Okay, so this is now your ellipse. Okay, may tanong class?
No, sir.
Apo.
Wala po.
Okay, kung wala nang tanong, clear ba yung ating explanation, yung ating discussion?
Clear po.
Yes
Clear.
po.
Yes po.
Opo.
Medyo mabilis lang kasi kakunti lang yung oras natin. Okay, so kung wala na tayong tanong at clear na sa inyo lahat ang ating discussion, I will be uploading your activity 1 and worksheet number 3 for week number 3 na for week number 3 sa ating Google Classroom at saka sa inyong GC. So pakihintay na lang doon. I will be uploading also yung ating PowerPoint for the others na hindi nakapunta sa ating online class. So pwede nilang balikan yung ating PowerPoint presentation. Okay? So I hope na naintindihan ha lahat. Kapag ka merong tanong, pwede kayong magtanong. Miss Gia, may tanong? Okay. So clear ba sa lahat? Alam ko naman magagaling kayo eh. Okay? At madali niyong makuha yung ating discussion. Okay, so kung wala ng tanong, let's have our picture attendance ulit. Kasi 4:33 na. Ay, may nalimutan ako. Wait lang, balik ako doon sa aking drawing board, view board. May nalimutan ako. Wait lang. Kita niyo pa yung board?
Yes po.
Yes, sir.
Last na to. Madali lang ito. Ayaw na niya. Okay, ito yung shortcut. Yan, nakikita niyo ba? Okay, ito yung ating shortcut, the formula. If you want to find the center and the standard form without going through the process ng ating transformation. So if given the general form, ax squared plus ey squared plus dx plus ey plus f, so to find yung h at saka k, h is equal to d over negative 2a, k is equal to e over negative 2c. So tingnan nyo lang sa given yung ating a at saka c. Then for the standard form, it is over c, yung isa over a. Okay, so kayo na mag-check nun. Ako nyo ito class, yung ating shortcut. Okay na?
Opo.
Okay, so let's end our discussion with a picture attendance. Ulit tayo, so kindly open your camera last time. Ang next meeting natin ay next week na ulit ha. Ganitong oras ulit next week kasi asynchronous na tayo ng Friday. Okay, so tapos yung inyong, pakitapos ng inyong activity.